Hey, what's up guys? My name is Beckett and we are back in Division 2. And we're going to be showing you guys the 2 fastest ways to level your shade for that season pass so you can get all your rewards, you can finish it, and you can start moving on to your next project. Now we are going to be showing you guys different builds to be using as well as different tactics that is going to help get you through this process as fast as possible. Now we are going to be completing shade levels pretty fast. Usually each activity that's going to reward one level is going to take about a minute to 2 minutes, just depending on your mileage. Now before we get started, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe, like, leave a comment. You can also find me over on Odyssey if you do not like to support big tech. All the links will be down in the description. Alright, first thing, let's check out the different builds we are going to be using. I'm going to be going through these fairly fast, so if you want a more in-depth look in the build, I will be leaving the links down in the description. So the first one is our solo heroic build. This is something we can go in to our heroic missions on solo, max directives, or forward directives. I would try to stay away from fragile armor just because it can be pretty buggy inside missions. Now this one is just we're going to be running and gunning, pushing through the missions fairly quick, trying to finish whatever heroic mission we're doing within 10 to 15 minutes to make it at least worth our while, especially if we get bored of the other ways we're going to be doing. Now in the next build, we're going to be showing you guys a turret build, and it is just a basic turret build. Although it is basic, I have optimized it so I can get the most damage possible out of it with my capacitor and my different skills working. Although you do not need to optimize it like that. If you get all the pieces, and as long as you have skill damage on them, even with a fully unoptimized set or a turret build, you are going to be doing just fine and doing way more damage than you need to do these activities with 5 directives on. And we have a couple different options. Now the first one is not as good as XP, but it's not as boring either, so it's up to you. So you can do Lincoln Memorial with 4 directives and you get just over a full shade level every time you do it, although it's not as fast. It's about 10 to 15 minutes. But if you're in a full group of 4 people you know and you play with all the time, you guys can run and do that within like 5 to 10 minutes at the most. I got it down to doing it solo within 10 minutes with my heroic build, so I was not having that much trouble inside Lincoln Memorial, but that's a way you can do it. The other way is the convoys. They are back, but we're going to be doing them mostly on heroic, although you can do them on challenging. I would not suggest it because it's going to take a lot more convoys than it would if you did it on heroic. So if you're able to do it on heroic, to get 100 shade levels, it takes about 105 or 106 different convoys to do it. Now if you do it on challenging with 5 directives, it's going to take almost 160 or I think 170. Now that is a huge difference. We're looking at almost double the amount of convoys, and we do not want to be doing convoys for that long, but it is an option if you are struggling with doing it on heroic. Now you will want to be running 5 directives at all time. Don't worry, they're very easy this season. The hardest ones to deal with is cool skills, and you just have to stagger your skills. So if you're running a turret, throw out your striker drone, wait 20 seconds, and then you can throw out your turret. And you can usually throw out your striker drone a little bit before you even get into the encounter so they can be up at the same time and you're never really going to be in that kind of trouble. And the fact that we can drop them and pick up our turret has made the leveling experience a lot easier moving forward. Now the only other directive that is a pain right now is fragile armor, and it's not really a pain because of the mechanic, but because it bugs out sometimes and you just can't get rid of any of the stacks. You go to your safe house, won't reset them. The only way to do that is just to log out. It rarely happens. I would say probably once an hour it will happen and I have to log out, relog, and then hop back in the game. So you're just gonna have to work around that. It's just a pain. I don't know if they're ever going to fix it, and I probably doubt we'll ever see a fix for that. So now doing heroic convoys this way is going to net you about 650k experience just for doing the activity, not for actually killing the enemies. It's almost a shade level about every time you do this, and if you are lucky, you can usually get it done fairly quickly. There is a couple things to do and a couple things to avoid while doing these heroic convoys. So as for things to avoid, we're going to want to avoid going to the safe house or the base of operations as much as possible. I don't know why, but sometimes it will mess it up and it will just disappear. Maybe it puts you in a different server, but all the convoys will kind of reset and you have to wait for them to come back. Now there will be some downtime because you're going to be clearing these different convoys very quickly. So during that downtime, if you have things to do on your manhunt, you can also go and do activities, but I wouldn't do more than one activity. Just do activities till the convoys come back up and you can start farming those out again. Now our goal is just to do convoys, so we're not going to be doing anything else. So when you go in there and look on your map, you can see the pathing and see which checkpoint they're running back and forth to, and you're going to want to make sure you have enough time to get there, because when you fast travel, they're going to move a little bit. If it's too close to a checkpoint, honestly, it's not worth going because you're just going to waste your time. Yeah, you'll get that XP from doing that checkpoint, but it's well worth it just to skip it and do a couple more convoys. You're going to get double the experience in about half the time. Other than that, you shouldn't have too much trouble. These activities take about 1 minute to complete. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them down in the comments, or any tips for anyone trying to level up their shade. We would love to hear what you got to say down there. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.